Hi, this is Jackie from Cambridge Safety. Welcome to one of our Take 5 Minutes for Health and Safety. In this short video, we're just going to have a little bit of an exploration of the UK health and safety legal framework. So you hear about people talking about common law and statute law, civil law and criminal law, but just what are they and how do they fit together? So we're just going to have a very quick potted tour. So statute law and common law are the sources of law. They're the law in the UK. Statute law is always written down. Common law is based on precedents and case law. It's the oldest form of law. And then we've got criminal and civil. They're the branches or types of our legal system in the UK that deals with it. So the way I think of it is the law, it's the law of the land. It's like the bookshelf behind me. It's the law, it governs what I do, and it stays behind me. But if I breach any of the legal requirements, then it becomes an issue that one of the branches might need to deal with, because that they have the courts. So if I breach statute law, such as the Health and Safety at Work Act, I'm committing a crime, me as an individual or me as a company, and I could be taken to the criminal courts, the criminal justice system. Under common law, if I'm negligent and my negligence causes somebody to be injured, they could sue me and they would be taking me to the civil justice systems. So usually, and there are a few exceptions, if we breach our common law duties to employees, it's a civil matter and they could take us to the civil courts. If we break the Health and Safety at Work Act and any other statute law, it's a criminal matter and the health and safety inspectors could take action against us in criminal law. So they're the nice straightforward ones. A few more links. Common law is the oldest form of the law. Over the last 200 years, precedents have been set. The employer needs to provide a safe place of work, a safe working environment, training, information, safe plant and equipment. And some of those precedents are over 100 years old. And when Lord Rubens established and did a report looking at developing the Health and Safety at Work Act, he took a lot of those common law precedents, they're still there, but he popped them into Section 2 of the Health and Safety at Work Act. So now you've got a statutory duty to provide a safe place of work and safe plant and equipment, as well as a common law one. Equally, a majority of our common law actions means that if I breach my duty of care to you and I'm negligent, you can sue me under civil law. However, ordinary manslaughter in the UK, so manslaughter, is a common law wrong. It's never been defined in statute. But if we kill somebody when we didn't mean to, it's a common law issue, but it goes to the criminal justice system. However, corporate manslaughter, there is a corporate manslaughter and corporate homicide act. So that's a piece of statute law, and that does the traditional statute goes to criminal. We also have civil law down the bottom there and criminal law. Criminal law, if there is a successful prosecution, that has to be proved beyond all reasonable doubt. So if there is a civil law case going through the courts, the civil law case could actually take the evidence that's been used in criminal law to help prove the case. And because the evidence needed in criminal has to be of a higher quality and more based on facts, it can be used to support a civil claim. Civil law actions don't need quite as much evidence and the burden of proof is lower. So civil law, the evidence in a civil law case can't directly be quoted in a criminal one, but they do influence each other. Likewise, statute law, we've got things like the Employers' Liability Insurance Act. It's a piece of statute law, but it actually covers civil law liabilities. So I'm an employer. I need to have insurance to cover my employer's liability. So if one of my employees is injured, if they do sue me under civil law, then I've got insurance to cover it. So as you can see, our legal framework, they all do impinge on each other. But if you have just one accident and somebody gets injured, they will usually take action against you under common law and take you to the civil courts. But if our health and safety inspector gets involved, they will be looking at any statute law which might have been broken, and they will proceed using their powers under the criminal justice system. So you can have one accident, one situation, and actually have both systems coming into play. So there's just a brief summary and comparison here. We've got common law versus statute law. Common law is case law based on precedent. Statute law is always written down. Civil law and criminal law, they're the branches and type of our legal system that deals with breaches of law. Civil law mainly deals with common law, whereas criminal law mainly deals with statute. If you sue me under civil law, you're looking at compensation and damages. If the inspector prosecutes me under criminal law, I can be prosecuted and it's potentially a fine and prison. So a very brief potty tour. Hope that's been useful to you to try and get to grips with our legal framework in the UK. Thanks very much for watching. This is Jackie from Cambridge Safety, www.cambridgesafety.co.uk.